Shelby, otherwise known as Shelbizleee, here on YouTube, and I'm coming at you guys today with a video that I'm so excited about. I'm going to be giving you guys tips and tricks about how to have a more sustainable or eco-friendly Easter. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Okay, so normally I think that people save the most exciting thing until last, right? So that you guys stick around and watch the whole video. But I just can't wait to talk about these, and I feel like a total nerd because of it. But bam, these are eco eggs. And before I start talking about them, let me just tell you guys how I found them, why I think they're so cool. I've told you guys before that I'm always on like Instagram, Pinterest, even on Amazon, some other type of indie sites that I look at all the time to see what new products and new things are out that are eco-friendly, sustainable, all those sort of things. And that's kind of how I came across these eggs. I started thinking about Easter the other day when I was getting all excited about spring, so I look up eco-friendly Easter, and this was the first thing that popped up. Now I know everybody doesn't celebrate Easter, and not everybody is a part of the religions that celebrate Easter. I personally don't claim any religion, but I do celebrate Easter usually with my family or my girlfriend's family, and we usually have parties, so that needs to be kept, you know, in a sustainable realm. And as most people know, on Easter you do Easter egg hunts, so it's where you take eggs like these and you stuff them with candy or something like that. So these are a few of the eggs. They look like this. You can get them in these bigger sizes, and I think they also have smaller sizes. And the reason why these are eco-friendly and super cool, let me give you the first one. So one of the reasons these are really cool is because they were made in the US. Now a lot of you guys know a lot of goods here in the US or even across the pond in Europe are often made in other countries such as China, India, and things like that. But these were made in the US, which means they're economically sustainable, which means everybody who participated in making these were paid fair wages. So that's really cool, aside from just the environmental part of it, right? Now these eggs look a lot like the plastic eggs that you normally buy, but they're not. Plastic is usually made from petroleum products. That is what plastic is. It's very harmful to the environment to extract it and to make it. Not only are these types of materials very harmful to the environment after they're thrown out, but before they even make it to you, they pollute a lot of greenhouse gases and cause a lot of waste on that spectrum. These eggs are more eco-friendly because they're actually made from corn and other plants. They also didn't have a lot of harmful upstream causes like greenhouse gases and the other harmful ways that petroleum and plastics are made. So these are super freaking cute. I can't even believe that I'm nerding out over these. Can you tell? They're really cute, so they're gonna be linked below. I really hope you guys like these. Maybe you'll check them out yourself. And you know what's even better about these sort of things? The reason that I think these things are so cool, not only are they eco-friendly, you're gonna bring them to your family Easter party, hypothetically, right? That's the whole point. And maybe your family asks you, what are those? Where'd you get them? And you get to tell them the story of how plastics are made and how these were made and how they're more eco-friendly and how you're trying to live a more eco-friendly lifestyle, and you hope that they will too. That's the reason I think things like these are so cool. It can start conversations and help us move into the more eco-friendly direction like a lot of you guys are interested in, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, go check these out. They'll be linked at the top of the description bar. Okay, so moving on from plastic Easter eggs, we need to talk about other types of Easter eggs, because growing up I actually didn't usually hunt for plastic Easter eggs. My parents had us hunt for real eggs that were dyed. Two things super important to point out here. Number one is that chicken eggs, which are mostly what we buy and some people eat from the store, are really environmentally harmful just in and of themselves. The amount of resources it takes to make a chicken egg, to grow a chicken, and to raise it up to have an egg can really be resource intensive. What do I mean by that? I mean that each egg that you buy, eat, hunt for, whatever you want to call it, takes 50 gallons of water to produce. That number is calculated by how much water it takes to grow the food, to produce that chicken, to feed that chicken, just to have an egg that we don't really need. Aside from the water usage, there's also the land usage, that we have to deforest things to make room for grassland and grazing room for chickens, or they live in a very confined feedlot, which is not environmentally friendly in that way either. Chicken production actually causes a lot of greenhouse gases, also ammonia emissions, and also their poop can get into our waterways and cause big problems in the Gulf. But chicken eggs are biodegradable, so that's a plus side on that if you can't convince your family to not buy those types of eggs, because I know personally I probably could never convince my family to do that. I would never choose to do it myself, but convincing my family is a whole different story. So if you are going to buy chicken eggs, you can also look for non-toxic forms of dye. There are tons of resources that you can use. Don't buy the ones you get from the grocery store or the Walmart or things like that. There are much more eco-friendly brands that you can purchase from, and I will have links to those in the description as well. Other things to think about this Easter and really any family gathering party that you have going forward is utensils, plates, cups, those sort of things. So the number one eco-friendly thing you can do and the most sustainable option you can do is to bring your own plate and cup. If everyone brings their own plate from home, they will bring it, they can use it while they're there, they can wash it themselves at the party or take it home and wash it, and then you guys don't have to worry about cleaning up, you guys don't have to worry about providing that many plates, and you don't have to worry about all the waste that comes along with disposable plates, cups, forks, knives, spoons, all those sort of things. But again, I want to give you guys multiple options because I know that even though I've studied environmental science for years now, I still can't convince my family to make some of these changes. But what I have been able to convince them to do is stop using styrofoam. Styrofoam is actually one of the most harmful materials you can get when you're having parties and stuff like this because styrofoam cannot be recycled. It also has a very long lifespan in our earth. If it gets thrown out and it's expected to naturally decompose, it has the longest lifespan of how long it can take the earth and its natural processes to break down those materials. And we all know that in the meantime that those materials are not broken down, wildlife can eat them, birds, sea turtles, and those sort of things. So definitely get your family to avoid styrofoam at all costs. Items that are a little bit better than styrofoam are plastic, even though I would never recommend you buying plastic, but it is something that can be recycled. So plastic is better than styrofoam if you're going to recycle it. And then last is paper. When you're buying paper plates, you want to make sure you don't buy the ones that have the little waxy layer on top and it's just plain paper. And I'll put some on the screen maybe, or I'll definitely link some below that you guys can buy. You don't have to buy these type of things online because they are in every grocery store. You can buy just these plain paper plates and those are naturally compostable, so you can feel okay about having a party that has those if you can't convince people to use reusable ones. Other things like cups and forks and knives and things like that, there are also sustainable brands for that, but you can't really find those in store, compostable cups and compostable forks and knives and things like that. But they are on Amazon, as most things are. That's where I get a lot of things I have when I do things like this, just because I know it's accessible and it can get to me pretty quickly. So I'll link some of those below as well. And I think those are all the tips I have for today, you guys. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I really like making videos that are eco-friendly themed, environmental, happy, consciousness themed. And when I recently did a giveaway, you guys told me that you like them too. So I really want to take my channel in that direction. And if you're on board with that, like I said, leave a comment down below. Make sure you give me a thumbs up and I'll see you guys in my next video. And remember, until next time, create the peace.